On this edition of CSX Video News, why is safety certification better in 1992? Plus a handy computer that is making several jobs a lot easier. And it looks good, but this is not the type of breakfast you need before work. These stories and more on CSX Video News, February 1992. Hi, and welcome to this edition of CSX Video News. I'm Renee Brust. We're here at the Curtis Bay Car Shop in Baltimore, where outside the temperatures may be dropping, but inside a hot new idea has taken hold. But first, let's take a look at safety certification for 1992. In the past, the safety department drew up the certification test on its own, but this year they had some help from the craftsmen themselves.
We wanted to really involve the employees in the safety process this year. And so we brought 110 trainers from the shops and around the division, mechanical operation craftsmen, in, and we asked them to help us develop this program.
One of the trainers, Daryl Topolsky from Curtis Bay Car Shop in Baltimore, says input from the craftsmen was important to the development of safety certification.
Because the craftsmen, the carmen, the electricians, or whoever's given the safety certification is out in the field every day, and they see what's going on, they know what's going on, and they know how certain safety rules may not sound as they are on the shop floor, and that maybe we can reword them or take them out or whatever.
So they reviewed the video, they made changes there, they reviewed the study guide, they reviewed the test, and they made some test changes to make it easier to understand.
But employee involvement is not the only change in the certification process.
We want to put the emphasis on learning the safety rules, discussing the safety rules, practicing the safety rules. We don't want the emphasis on fast. We don't want the training to be just something that we do and get over with.
Last year they wanted us to hurry up and get it done. It seemed like there were incentives to get safety certified, and they did a good job safety certifying us last year. I don't want to make anybody think that they didn't, but it was just like we were rushed to do it, and I think this year it'll mean a whole lot more.
The majority of injuries are caused when someone forgets the safe way to do their job. That's why the emphasis for 1992 is on understanding the safety rules, not how fast you can get the test done. But there is still a goal. It's to have everybody in mechanical operations safety certified by the end of March. And after the test, there are rewards.
Yes, this year it's a little different because the employee, the mechanical operations employee, after passing the certification test, has a choice of a free pair of steel-toed safety shoes or a selection from a gift catalog. And it's a really nice gift catalog. We wanted the reward this year to be absolutely safety related.
It's the same goal, 0 injuries, but the safety certification process is better than ever. So take the test and remember, it was designed for you by fellow employees who want you to understand the rules for safety.
I would describe it as just our everyday way of practice out on the shop, and just to read the booklet, and the test, the test is simple. They shouldn't have any problem at all.
Although injuries have dropped off overall for mechanical operations, there is still one time period that is seeing frequent problems. It's between 2.5 and 4 hours after the morning shift begins, or right before lunch. And although any number of things can contribute to accidents, poor nutrition may be part of this problem.
I mean, traditional American breakfast is high salt, high fat, and has a large amount of calories. I mean, our typical American breakfast, which, by the way, I used to enjoy myself quite a bit and have had to curtail, would be something like, 2 sunny-side-up eggs cooked in butter, 4 pieces of toast with lots of butter on it, maybe 4 pieces of bacon or 2 sausage patties, and then topped off with something like a Danish or a pastry or something like that. That'll give you plenty of calories, all right, okay, but I don't think that's the best approach to giving yourself a balanced diet.
A balanced diet, breakfast in particular, may give you the energy necessary to carry you safely through that critical time before lunch.
If we can confine our conversation for the moment to people who are in normal good health without any special medical problems, I think some general guidelines that could be followed is that we want people to eat a balanced diet balanced between carbohydrate and protein with low salt, low fat, and as much fiber as they can tolerate.
This is the type of breakfast you need. A bowl of cereal like cornflakes topped with skim milk plus a piece of fruit. Or if you're not a cereal fan, how about a bran muffin and some fruit juice? Both of these breakfasts have the complex carbohydrates and the protein needed to give you energy while you work. A good breakfast may be just one way to help keep you alert and injury-free. Remember, keep your focus on safety. Making a job easier and more efficient is never simple, but a little computer has done just that here at Curtis Bay, where carmen say pulling cars for repairs is now as simple as punching a button.
Well, some days now we'll shop up to maybe 25, 30 cars. Some days you may only shop 5. Now, if you're handling 25, 30 cars and you're out there and you're dispatching trains and you're inspecting tracks and you got to stop it here and you got to fill this form out and you got to send it to the terminals data center, confer that they got it and it's legible. They say it took up a lot of time. It really did.
Car Inspector Jack Zorn says he has a better and faster way to do his job. It's called the handheld computer, and as part of a pilot plan, it has been here in place at Curtis Bay for nearly 6 months. The computer comes with a program that Jack and another co-worker helped design.
Now, just asking you now, what was your removed job code? So you look down and we took off a 2-inch shoe. So it's number 3. All you do is press a 3.
Jack says the new computer was easy to learn, but its best feature is that the handheld computer is saving car inspectors time they used to spend filling out paperwork.
If you're working out in the yard, we're getting grease and dirt and everything else. It's just too impractical to carry this form with you up there. So we'd write on a card, and then we'd have to come back, transfer it onto this sheet, and then we'd have to send it up to the data center and send it to the yard master, send it to the shop, let everybody know they had a bad order on that track. Whereas now, this does all that for us in one easy step. As soon as we put it in, it goes right into the mainframe.
The handheld computer also helps eliminate costly mistakes. For example, a car inspector writing down the wrong car number. General Manager of Cars, Dave Petway.
In the past, a transposed digit, we would not get the correct car billed, the correct customer billed. In some cases, we actually lost billing.
Or in some cases, forgetting to write it down at all.
It came time at the end of the shift or even in the middle of the shift when they ran out of forms, they would take a matchbook out of their pocket or any piece of paper they had and they would write the information down, whether it was a repair that was made that we should have billed the car owner for, and maybe take the piece of paper home in their overalls that night and their wife wash it and it was all gone away in the wash water.
The handheld computer will help improve those kinds of situations, and the direct link from the car inspectors to the mainframe is now actually improving customer service as well.
By using the handheld computers on a real-time basis, we know that the cars were bad ordered and what time they were bad ordered, and we know when they were put on the shop track, and we can closely monitor that detention time now, which really is the bottom line is to try to get the car repaired and get it out to the customer.
There is no secret about why the handheld computers are such a success. The whole process involved teamwork from start to finish.
The technologies group did an outstanding job in developing the handheld computer concept. The first step, they came to Curtis Bay and met with the carman to find out what the carman's job consisted of, to get their input into exactly what it was they needed and how they could best build an interface between the computer and the carman.
Jim Crozen from CSX Technology says the handheld computers were designed with the carman for the carman.
We knew that the eventual user for this system would be the carman and car women out in the field. So we thought that the best place to start is with them. And so we started with a broad overall picture and let them more or less fill in the particulars. And along the way, on a give and take sessions that we had, they were able to make some more meaningful suggestions, things that we didn't even know about.
Carman David Jaffa was one member of the team that helped develop the computers.
The computer services had the outline for it, but they didn't have the hands-on experience that we had. We had input from the beginning. We didn't pull any punches, the size, how easy to hit the buttons with gloves on. We hit every aspect the car inspector would run into, from rain to snow to dirt to grease. We hit them all.
The result of this teamwork is a system that is remarkably easy to use. Punch a few buttons, answer the questions, and the job is done.
I'm going to tell you, it's sending bad order. And what that's doing now is putting it into the mainframe. That car right there has been shopped, now it's into the mainframe.
No more time-consuming paperwork, no more costly errors. And Carmen here in Curtis Bay say it's just the beginning for the handheld computers. They'll be in 20 locations by the end of this year and system-wide by 1993.
These handheld computers they can do so much. Save the company money, the customer's time. We've only scratched the surface with these. We've got the basic outline now. I think now we can take off and do other things.
The 1991 UTEL headquarters contest was full of great ideas, but this tool from the Jacksonville Car Repair Shop took top honors for car operations. It's a storage rack for end-of-train devices.
The problem was obvious with the back injuries and the lights being new in the last 4 or 5 years. We needed to find a way to mount the devices, not only to save injury, but to transport them from one end of the train yard to the other.
The EOT devices weigh up to 45 pounds. Carrying and loading the device used to be a strain.
Anytime you pick up something and have to lean, it's a strain on your back. And with this device, it pulls out, and you can take it and just stand straight, keep your back erect, and hang it, tighten it down. You don't have to all that lifting and bending over.
All of us have an emphasis on safety, and with our new Pro Back program we've got going, we all had an input through our quality process with the design and redesign. It just went over and over again, redesign it, getting new ideas. Everybody had an input on the outcome of this device.
I'd like to congratulate the people at Jacksonville and to thank them for taking the time and to put the energy and resources necessary to come up with these ideas and really to want to do something for their fellow workers to reduce injuries.
But the EOT storage rack was not the only great idea submitted this year in car operations. Second place in the UTEL headquarters contest goes to the Cumberland Car Shop for their design of a bracket that closes car hopper doors. Third goes to the Birmingham Car Shop for their tool that helps safely remove roller bearing adapters. Congratulations, everyone. Now for the winners in the Locomotive Operations UTEL headquarters contest. To check out that prize-winning tool, we need to take a trip to Kentucky. This winning tool from the Corbin Locomotive Facility was designed by the quality team.
We had a problem with the air brake equipment. So they went through the catalogs and they came up with this platform, a lifting device that they thought they could take that and do some modifications to it and come up with a good, safe way to handle the air brake equipment.
Drawing up it wasn't that bad once we found out the equipment that was available to us, and just adapting that equipment to this type of operation, it really wasn't that hard.
It's called an air brake valve installation device, and here's how it works.
You raise it up, you've already loosened and removed the two bottom nuts. The two top nuts are loose, just holding it up there. You slide this under the brake valve. You raise it up and take the weight off of it. You can remove the other two nuts, and possibly with a little help of holding onto it, you can pull it right off the studs and you never have to pick it up. You don't drop it in your lap. You don't have to pick it up and twist with it to get it off the locomotive. It just comes straight out and you can handle it out here at knuckle height.
One of the designers, Steve Kersey, says they couldn't have done it without help from their co-workers.
Well, they were the ones that's going to be using it, so they knew what they needed. We just kind of got together and drew it up.
I don't think we can, we as managers or people, we can thank these people enough for the things that they do in order to make our jobs easier. It's safer. It's a lot more efficient.
Congratulations to the Corbin Locomotive Facility, winners of Locomotive Operations UTEL Headquarters Contest for 1991. Runners-up were the Huntington Back Shop for their locomotive electronic air dryer installation device, and the Evansville Locomotive Service Facility with their automatic air drain valve diffuser. The winning shops will be awarded significant prizes that craftsmen get to choose themselves for shop improvements. Congratulations again. That's it for this month's edition of CSX Video News. We'll see you again next month. Until then, here's a thumbs up for safety from Corbin, Kentucky.
Jim Castile, Boilermaker, 40 years, injury-free.
Eddie Von Groningen, electrician, 26 years, injury-free.
W.J. Klaus, machinist, Corbin, Kentucky, injury-free, 30 years.